Hello guys, a slightly later stream than usual for the people in UK. For everyone else, maybe it's right at the best time of the day, dinner time. So you're getting your dinner ready. If you want to watch a guy draw some pencils, here we go. Today here in front of me I got page 1, which I've already lined up, but I'm not going to worry about that one now. It's page 1 in issue 4 because it's quite a lot of work with a lot of photo references I needed because it's about four panels of the streets in Edinburgh. So I'm going to concentrate on this one, which is the last page of issue 4 as well. Last page will be basically I have here 3 tiers. 1 on the top of the page, 2 in the middle, and 3 in the bottom. And these 3 tiers are going to be divided into smaller upright panels. Half of them it's an open panel of a fight between 2 opponents, and the other one it's the other panels, proper panels, are close-ups of a third character. And basically, the third character is making a life-changing decision, which is to actually break the boundaries of himself, basically, because he's just an average guy, and he's about to and he has to choose between saving a friend or not. But if he saves the friend, he knows he has to do something superhuman, and he is not superhuman. He's just a regular guy. So this page here leads into the final page of issue 4, which is something exceptional. So basically, I just have to find here now the right size for the panels. See how big the figures are going to be. Was already a similar page to this one in issue 2, but this one is that was a double page spread, no panels, so this is different. Just gonna share the link, and we're live at the moment. Sorry for the poor resolution. It's my usual crappy internet. Alright, this is a place where some ruling is necessary. Now, this page in the script, it really is just a monologue that the main character is going to be having with himself, and broken down throughout some panels. But I'm going to go the actual paces of the fight. I'm going to kind of go off script here. Just kind of improvise and see what it feels like. I just really need to make sure is see how I'm going to divide this basically. And I think I'm going to have here on the top tier, I'm going to have fight. So when I write fight, that's for to have a couple of characters here fighting. And then here in the middle is going to be an A panel. where he's going to be hero. When I write hero means he's going to be the close-up of the hero talking. Next it's going to be fight again. I don't think I can have more than three kind of sections, 3 panels per each tier, because otherwise, being just a single page is going to be it's going to be too tight and too tiny and too muddled up to be more than three panels. Let me try and just readjust the focus here, see if you guys can see this a little bit better. Well, there you go. For a moment there, it was perfect. See here in the control panel, is already focused, but I can see that once he's been on a live stream, if I'm actually going to go on my channel and see how it's looking, it's actually out of focus. So what I've done is I went on my control panel and unfocused the camera a little bit, so took it out of focus, because I'm thinking this might work by compensating it. So the way for you guys to actually see the stream more in focus is if I take the camera and make it out of focus. Yeah, wow, that's a weird thing. Step by step, a guy discovers how these things work, So in order for you to see me slightly in better focus, see the work in better focus, I actually have to degrade the focus of the camera. Okay, so here's going to be a panel of the hero. The panel is going to be longer than the little markers I'm doing here. I'm doing these markers to point out to the actual corners of the panel, but the panel should be a bit bigger than that. Here's going to be fight, and here is going to be panel again. Here's going to be fight. Here, the third tier is the only exception. I'm going to put hero here. Slightly thinner panel. What I'm going to do is that I'm going to put one of the guys kicking the bad guy kicking the hero across behind this panel here, and then he allows me to have another final panel of the hero again. I do need the hero to have a final panel, because that's when he makes his resolution to help the other guy or not, which leads straight into the next page. I'm just going to try and figure out what is the best size to have these figures here. They're going to fill up most of the space, or they're going to be a bit smaller. Let's see. They're big guys, so got a couple of moves here in mind. Just have to see what works better. Put a bit of speed lines here. It's difficult for you guys to see. It's kind of a lining up the figure, basically. Now the hero has his helmet. His helmet is traditional sci-fi helmet. He's got a visor, and he's got a breathing apparatus, so it kind of half covers the mouth. And then in the end of this thing, he's gonna rip off the helmet. So. I'm not even gonna draw the helmet now here in detail because I don't even remember how the helmet looks like. I gotta have a reference for it. Gotta go back to my own pages. Just have to find. I'm just here trying to do the blueprint of the page, so just doing the layout basically. I don't actually have a thumbnail for this page. I just have the dialogue. I mean the text and the description. Don't know why, it just never came around to detail this page. But I basically need the guy here. I still want to see his shoulders, because I want to see, it's like debris in the ground, and he's kind of trying to lift himself up beyond the debris. That'll be his hand here. His chest. He's kind of trying to lift himself up, you know. I was just trying to sketch this. I always put way too much pencil when I'm doing the layout, which then obviously makes the page go very smudgy very quickly. So as soon as I put these lines on, I'll just shave off the stuff that doesn't matter. Just gotta double up the line here so I know where which way the actual character is tilted towards. But apart from that, and I lost my pencil. Basically what happens is that this guy tries to punch. This guy knows he's gonna lose. He's just trying to survive, basically. He tries to punch the virus, the being, the main monster in the story. And the main monster can break down his structure, so he kind of avoids. It's got to be more tilted this way because he's just suffered some injuries. So. Yeah, so the monster avoids the punch, and then here he goes from above. Kind of socks the other guy that is trying to beat him. She's a wolf man called Raving Jack. It's not really a wolf man, he's actually a pet. It just became mutated into a kind of a werewolf. It's a really fun character. There'll be a punch coming from here. Sorry, you guys weren't seeing this. I gotta put the other guy here. Reaction. Punch will be somewhere around here. Curve the hand a bit more. probably more at this height here. This guy tilts backwards. Just completely almost related. Got these really fat legs, you know. Just trading off all the unimportant stuff. This is what it is, kids. Just a constant erasing and going over again, and then erasing and then going over again. That's all there is to it. This is the business. If you want to do it, this is what it means. Some guys that can get it right the first line, but you know, it's usually a bit more difficult for the other 99% of us. Okay, so here I get the same helmet again. I could just copy and paste this by using some sort of a clear paper, some acetate paper, which I have, but I'm just gonna eyeball the whole thing. I don't have time for it to do animation cells or something. That's the helmet again. Gonna lower the helmet now a little bit as he's lowering his face. Sadness because he's impotent to do anything while the other guy gets trashed. So the whole scene is just drama in this scene basically. There's no exposition. He's just a character getting to terms with himself. Okay, the only difference in this panel, besides the helmet tilting down, is that he's going to be grasping the stone a little bit harder. I mean stone, I mean this debris that is in the foreground. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to have his hand clasping just like it is here. My hand here is here in the foreground, knuckles. And here the same hand that's going to be grasping the stone a bit harder because he's obviously revolted with what is happening to his friend. And he cannot do anything. Cannot do anything because he's the sort of person he is. And as well because try to do something will be suicide. You cannot withstand. Like, there's nothing, it's powerless basically. There's nothing you can do. Again, it's just a regular John Doe, you know. While the other two are beasts, they're monsters. Okay, so here, the outline here is a bit thicker. This is tilting his head down. That's where I want to have a bit more. More conic here. Yeah, pretty cool. It's looking, it's, yeah, it's basically what I want, yeah. It's getting there. It's a bit too hard on that. Here, thin line to mark the panel border. Right. Third movement of the fight. It's going to be. So there's something. No. Now let's have him pounding the other guy with the other hand. Ooh, coming from the top. Ooh. Dragon Ball style. I do start my figures anywhere I feel like it. I don't really start by the head or anything. Now this guy's head is a bit more flat. There's a bit bigger than this though, because otherwise it will not be in scale with the other two previous movements. And again, this has to be in scale. Everything has to be in scale. This has to be in scale with that, and the fight here has to be in scale with the other panels. I hope you guys can hear me. Unfortunately, it's late already, and I don't usually speak very loud at this time of the night. I'm being a good Christian, basically, although I'm not a Christian. More of a pagan, in case anybody was wondering. I'm sure nobody is, but just in case. to tilt his body more this way. I'm gonna have his other hand here, like this. So we'll actually have to go this way. Thicken the line at the top. So it'll be the bit that is tilted down. So it's tilting down here, tilting here as well. And I'll put the other guy here. And big smack on his face. Got big bowler shoulders. Ooh, big one. Will have to be longer the arm. Again, these are just placeholders because the choreography and the dynamic of the fight and the anatomy and the detail, they're all gonna change a little bit, you know. Just trying to work out what feels better, what's gonna happen here. This guy kind of falls down with this punch. One leg here, foot, but the arm will be in the foreground. So curve the hand again, and the impact will be about here. Might keep these impact lines, I'm not sure. I usually, well, this impact star, whatever it is. Gotta hurt. This fight's gotta hurt. It's gotta be really vicious, basically. And back to the hero. Here, this is the lowest point of the hero, is when his head is really tilted forward in shame. He's covering his face, his eyes, and this is when he reaches rock bottom. So then, here is when he's gonna start rising up again. Till he finally makes his decision, which I'm not going to tell yet what it is. I'm not going to spoil it. You guys have to read it. You have to wait for this to come out and buy it. I'm already offering here the first view. You get to follow how step by step how this is done. This will be a classic book one day, and you guys can say, well, I watched that being made, watched behind the scenes video. Some people have been saying my stuff is phallic. Well, maybe it is, I don't know, but it's not intentional. Usually those things are unintentional anyway. Double up the line here to remind you that the head is tilting this way. Sometimes when the layouts are very sketchy, well, it is what it is, a sketch, isn't it? And then sometimes when you're going at it and try to clean it up, you can really tell what you've done. Now, this is the final page, though. This is not a sketch page. It's like we'll have to come here. This guy is kind of leaping. I don't want the leg to interfere with the face of the other guy, so I'm going to put it even more backwards. So here, you will be here. Move all the way to the back like this. And this foot will be partially visible there. Let's see. Later on, we'll see if that works. Can't make any promises, yeah. So again, his hand relaxes here as he thinks it's a lost fight. There's nothing he can do. He's given up. Use all the way. Use all the available life space for this thing. The more you curve the speed lines, more impact you give to the action. So don't be scared to question is how many speed lines you want to put in. Usually the speed lines should only, motion lines, the speed lines should only cover the body, the object moving as much as necessary. That's a whole other language unto itself. All right, so here Now the impacts have to be brutal, but the fight itself doesn't need to be completely vicious, because the power of the antagonist, of the villain, has already been asserted. We know he's all powerful. We know he can win anytime he wants. So he's really just playing around with the other guy. The other guy still has to suffer, though. Okay, he's going to give him a big kick. Make him stand up. That's the head, thorax. This guy's completely naked. Big kick to the other guy. Now, this whole character has to stay in this panel, so I'm going to go anywhere else. The idea is that he's kicking, and his hands are, well, this one's kind of resting in a vanilla pose. This one here is a bit more dynamic, though, but does not need to follow the movement of the leg. I'm just going to put like the hands would be more in the foreground, pointed forward. So I'm going to give it a bit more impact here. Maybe it's the same level as this one, basically. Okay, so the power has to be all in the leg. As such, the leg has to be, the knee has to be more like, it's almost like the leg has to be straight, you know. So here we got your panel of the hero. I wanted the impact. Tight. Sorry, too many cookies. Apologize for that. Gotta take some medicine. Oops. Oops. Almost killed this page. I'm not sure if that should be his low point. Maybe these should be his low points. See, I gotta go back to the script and see. It's a lot of work, this book, guys. I'll never do another one like this, that's for sure. So here, glows up, tightens up on the helmet. Okay, so he tilts his head back up. You got that V shape on top of the helmet. Kind of feel that I'm closing up on it. That's probably for the best because I don't think he's going to take the helmet off. He doesn't have time for that. So we get to see his eyes a little bit better. So if we shorten the size of the panel, then we gotta shorten what we're seeing. We gotta make it tighter. As such, we should be zooming in. Clean up this excess. Otherwise, after that, it's going to be too much smudge. Zoom in on the hand as well. And now we'll start stressing. Put a little knuckle action here. Let's close up as well. And the other character is flying out, flying across the panel, behind the panel. Okay, I started quite big there. Now it's shrank in size, so gotta be careful with that. Although again, it's being kicked sideways and backwards, so maybe I can make him a bit smaller, but I gotta turn this guy a bit bigger. It's not in scale. And I got still plenty of space here to use, so. Yeah, sure. Guess his ass handed to him. Really, honestly. It's completely broken. It's actually a bit bigger. This guy's a bit bigger than that one, so. What I'm doing is this is the full circumference of the area of his head, but his head is not actually this whole round bit. It's going to be a face and some pointy ears because it's like a dog, you know. He is a dog, so like I was explaining in the beginning, he's a dog, a mutated dog. It looks like a werewolf. too busy. He's probably wrong. Okay, although I want to keep this inside the lines, this is the last one, so it's going to be very tight. Let's see if it works. Maybe more like that. Direct kick from here, so it should be like, okay, not so much, maybe like this. There you go. That's the sound. That's the sound of the underground. That's a pretty dumb Girls Aloud song. I don't know anything about the underground. Well, I'm sure they know a few things more than me in certain aspects, but I don't think they know what the underground is. Okay, so this is the final close-up of the helmet guy. Full disclosure close-up. Again, this is just placeholders, you know. I'm gonna have his eyes here determined into doing something. Again, his mouth gets very covered by the breather. And we're gonna have to open an exception here. We're gonna have to make sure we see his mouth, his determination mouth. That's why I wanted to take the helmet out, but I don't think it's going to be possible unless he takes the helmet out in the previous scene. He could. He should. And then this work is all for nothing. I never got to that detail in the script. I'm not sure if he takes the helmet out or not. If you take the helmet out, it make more sense in terms of, well, it will make more sense visually because we can see his whole face and all that. Story-wise, he should be keeping the helmet because exposure to the bad guy kills people almost instantly. So, and he's gonna go on one-on-one confrontation with him in the next page. Ooh, I just said what was his decision. Well, let's see. Maybe it doesn't. And here the hand is turning to a fist. Although his helmet is completely cracked, though. That is for sure. And that's why, with the helmet, dramatically, it should work better. Story-wise, plot-wise, and dramatically. Although, visually, it's better without the helmet. That's what I was trying to say. Okay. Yeah, I think that's it. It's not perfect, but I think that's it. We'll have to revise the script and see. Okay, guys, this is it for today. It was a short one. Thank you very much for watching. Hope you can hear what I was saying. I'm using the onboard microphone of the camera. And we're going to have some more one-on-one interviews very soon. And a couple more showcases of Indiegogo comic book projects as well. And also some reviews of classic books. Also, pretty soon we will have the new series of videos, which will be film reviews with a good friend of mine, but we're still planning that. It takes a long time because that is something with a little bit of a budget injected into it. So, but I think we should be ready to go this weekend, and maybe, as promised before, upload the first episode right after that. All right. So yeah, carry on following the 100 Days of Comics and here on this channel, and do like the videos if even if just for the sake of it, and follow as well, because the more you do that, the more people become aware of the channel, and the more people are here, then I can start doing these videos even more regularly and invest a little bit more on cameras, and so you can see these things a little bit better. And also in my internet, I really need to bump up my internet. So obviously, if I have, I don't get any money from this, but only if I have more viewers and more followers, more views and more followers, then then it justifies the investment. So by all means, like, subscribe, and pass it on to your friends as well. And the more of you guys jump on this 3-wheels car, soon will be a 4-wheels van. So thank you very much, and have yourselves a good day or a good evening. Bye bye.